Oirat are still very much in the war, but this is now a 0 war score conflict. And they are 76% versus Jomper. This is the Jomper-Bahmani punitive war. So this could have been very bad for Bahmanis because the CBs are quite nasty. You can take quite a lot of stuff in a punitive war. But it does not look like the allies are going to be able to do very much. Meanwhile, Oirat is most likely having problems with rebels and internal situations. Let's just check out their separatist problems. They are indeed having a couple of separatist problems. So are Jomper, so are Delhi. In fact, Delhi are about to have a bunch more trigger. And then probably worst will be Bahmanis, who are going to have a lot of issues with internal strife. They are now getting a call for peace. So the people are calling for a peace deal against Jomper. Is Jomper also getting a call for peace? Jomper is not. However, they're going to be going bankrupt soon if they are not careful. Looks like Delhi is doing just fine. I do find it very interesting that all of these guys are financing a strong India. I guess that does make sense. Because it's unlikely, with the possible exception of Asham, they're going to want to expand over here. For the Mamluks, that's a potential trade partner, although a strong Indian power, full stop, will be siphoning off a lot of the trade, which could be going to the Mamluks. Right, war against Lithuania is now over. I guess the Union has indeed been restored. They're going to need to worry about their prestige, which is going to be a difficult one to raise. So I am guessing, how old's the king? 45. And are there any other things in the way? They just need admin 10 now. That's it. So they should be focusing admin, which they are. They probably want to try and hire one of these guys if they can afford it. 41 loans. 41? 6,000 in debt. And here we go, another war. Poltosk, reconquest of Mysia versus Poland. Poltosk has just split off from Lithuania and are now fighting against them. Meanwhile, has Poland managed to make it into the HRE? As soon as I remember where the political map mode is. Poland have not. So why is fewer paused this? Oh, that's why. Big blue flames. So Helson, currently involved in a war against Oirat. Kazakh. Here it is. So Oirat is currently at war with Muscovy. No, sorry. Muscovy is at war with Oirat and Sweden. Sweden are at war with Muscovy, Delhi, Baluchistan, Bahmanis. Muscovy allied, now formally, to the Ottomans. Is that allowed? Ottomans, Muscovy. Muscovy are not actually top 4. Yeah, that's absolutely allowed. Right, let's go and take a look at the diplomatic map. This is ridiculous! So Muscovy now fighting against Sweden and Oirat. Were Oirat allied to Sweden? Oirat were allied to Sweden. So Oirat very much pointing a finger towards Muscovy. Muscovy probably aware of how much damage they have been taking in India, though they probably can't actually see India. They can't. They've just been watching them in the ledger. Oirat with about 100,000 men with Sweden on their side. So Muscovy is probably going to be fighting hardest against the Swedes, honestly. I wonder how much of Swedish forces have rebuilt. They do have a lot of manpower, and the army is probably back up to full strength. It is 44,000 against 67,000. Has Sweden got any of their military traits? They have the infantry combat, they have the cheaper cavalry, and they have the manpower recovery, which is how they managed to build their manpower up so quickly. Muscovy, meanwhile, very low on manpower. Probably... Oh, no. Neither side are in... Oh, no. Sweden's in debt, but only barely. Meanwhile, in India, Castile's also in a war. What the hell is going on here? So we have got Castile at war with England. So the former alliance between those has really broken down. England currently fighting against Castellan-English colonial war. So going after the colonies over here. England started it. Take the colony of Tortuga. No, Castile started this. So Castile allied with Morocco, Portugal, the Papal
Mordred.
States. Hi!
Finisterre Bay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we have 91 ships versus 34 British, 16 heavies versus 34 heavies. So is there anything else, Val?
Yeah, the naval coalition became a thing. I knew about it.
They've definitely been angling against you. I've got 3 different player wars on, so sorry, I can't really talk very much.
Ah, okay.
Thanks.
Yep.
We'll talk later.
Yep.
So, big naval war at the moment, so thank you to Val for pointing that one out. Val does have the better engagement with, but this is 34 heavy ships versus 16, so this is very much going to be up to the British morale. If Britain can start sinking enough of the little ships, so the galleys and the light ships, then they will win the morale fight, because I'm guessing that their rivals do not have naval ideas. Meanwhile, Blue Kiwi has paused. Blue Kiwi is who? Ajam. So Ajam's just... Actually, no, I don't know why they peaced. I don't think they were in the war, were they? And yes, I was right. England's just sinking the little ships, and the little ships are costing them the morale conflict, although a bunch of reinforcements just arrived. What they probably should have done is cut these guys off and come in with just the heavy ships. 33, 32, 31. Massive amount of ships sinking at the moment against the English. These guys need to break off. They're out of morale. This is not a fight anymore. This is a slaughter. England having a couple of zealot problems, but the naval coalition being sent packing, and the British fleet probably just fairly significantly expanded by the ship capture chance that they have got. So this is now 37 heavy ships. 37. Up from 16. More than doubled in size. Most of them taken from the, I would guess, Castellan and Portugal. Meanwhile, in India, the war's over. Jaunpur have peaced out with both sides. We should probably see what has been taken. So Delhi took a bunch of states here in the center from Jaunpur. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So Delhi definitely coming out ahead there. I don't know if Bahmanis took anything. No, it doesn't look like it. All of the lands went to Delhi. Oh no, Bahmanis gained a couple of territories over here from Jaunpur as well. Oirat are still in the war, so Oirat's just on their own against Delhi. Meanwhile, Muscovy is moving in along the narrow strip against Oirat. There are no forces over here. They can't actually see any of Muscovites' forces. I'm guessing the big conflict is over here. 40,000 against 30,000 Swedes. It does look like Muscovy is winning, although Sweden does have 115% discipline, 1.7 military tactics.
So Mordred...
Val, I can't now, sorry.
I'm sorry. I have 37 heavies now, though. I fucking smashed that navy.
I pointed that out. So Sweden has just been sent packing by Muscovy. Sweden is being forced to retreat back to their territories. Muscovy is pushing fairly deeply into Swedish territories. We do have a couple of Ottoman forces coming to reinforce. I wonder if the Ottomans are going to be carrying the brunt of the war against Oirat. Doesn't look like it. Oirat definitely losing ground. Transaxonian forces being sent out. They are allied to... Why are they in this war? Oh, that must have been a different war. Meanwhile, Oirat is starting to have some separatist issues. If we just go and take a look at the separatism here, that could be a very big threat. Possibly bigger, actually, than Muscovy. It might well be in Oirat's best interest to just peace out. Give them a fairly significant peace offer. Say, you can have all of this stuff if you peace me out, and then I can go and deal with my separatists, because that is going to be a big, big issue. I don't know whether Delhi and Bahmanis are going to be in a position to really pursue the attack against Oirat. I'm really not sure. Meanwhile, in the English war, we have got some naval forces outside of Ireland, though it doesn't look like they're trying to ship any troops around. Castile with Papal units, Castellan units, not really doing much. What's happening over here? Tortuga is still occupied by Castile. I'm just checking the time. We've still got an hour before the stream ends. So that occupation right now would deny England their one victory point. But whether they can maintain this, now having definitely lost naval superiority, I'm not sure. Let's actually take a look at this. So England's now with 37 heavy ships versus the coalition's 22. The coalition does have 55 galleys, but is England likely to go into the Mediterranean? I would argue probably not. The fact that they managed to take so many heavy ships is a really, really big deal. Because the land forces arrayed against them are enormous. Meanwhile, France staying completely aloof in this fight, not really caring. Ulm, in the meantime, is still fighting their punitive war. Punitive war just ended. Ulm have once again imploded. Although they didn't actually lose that much. It looks like Württemberg and Baden got their independence. Let's just go to the diplomatic map mode and take a look. So yeah, Ravensburg, Baden, and Sundgau were lost. They came out of that pretty good. And they're currently at war with Bavaria. Please tell me that's not a war he started. Bavarian reconquest of Landshut. So no, this is Bavaria trying to retake some territories, but I don't know how that'll go. Because Ulm still have all of their minions on their side, plus, of course, Friesland. And now Holland is a Frisian minion. However, Friesland, yeah, this is just against Bavaria. So Bavaria is as good as dead at this point. Desmond separatists, meanwhile, in England. Where is the English army? England having 25,000 in the south of England. They have a huge number of separatists in Ireland about to rise up as well. So I'm a little bit surprised that the English army is not moving to take care of that. Meanwhile, in Sweden, the Ottoman forces have moved in. Sweden is sending in 44,000 to go and deal with the attackers. Their manpower is still at 11,000. I'm guessing heavy use of mercenaries, although that is going to be costing them a pretty penny. The Swedish economy is certainly not the strongest in the game. Meanwhile, Muscovy is rebuilding their forces. Apparently, Oirat have got some forces back together and are fighting against their Muscovite opponents. Delhi, meanwhile, starting to pick away, at least the Delian vassals, and maybe these are Bahmanis vassals starting to pick away against Oirat. But again, Oirat, it's the separatists that's going to be the problem. Although they seem to have got a lot of their separatism under control, their stability is very, very high. So maybe they'll be okay. Transaxonia is, in fact... Oh, it's a tributary with high liberty desire. So Transaxonia probably won't do their payment, but that's going to be it. Muscovy, meanwhile, holding steady against Oirat. Oirat coming in with a lot of troops. So let's take a look at this. Oirat with 110, 20, 30,000 men versus 130, 140, 150,000 on the Muscovite side. So the side's actually relatively even, which is really impressive on Oirat's side, considering what they've been up against. They are losing a lot of their force limit. This is a fight in the forest, so Oirat is getting a shock penalty because of that. Muscovy still taking a lot of damage. 4.1 morale versus 3.8. Oirat does have very slightly better discipline. This is probably mostly a land army, however, fighting right now, and Muscovy has been sent packing. This is a full stack of cavalry, which were definitely not the most effective, but the Oirat's infantry able to carry the day there and starting to reinforce. And in fact, Oirat's resorting to cavalry cavalry mercenaries to cause some damage there too. Meanwhile, in the English war is over. We shall definitely need to talk to Val as well about what happened over there. England managed to keep Tortuga, and the naval coalition against the English has been overcome. Alright, let's go and have a word with Val. And then we'll have a word with some of the others. Except for some reason I can't scroll up. I want to get Val into the chat thing. Hang on, can I bring you into a different one? I can. Let's do this.
Oh my god.
Okay, now we can talk.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh. So right now what I'm doing is I'm selling their own heavies back to them.
Oh, that's a great move.
There are too many of them. There's so many.
Yeah, your fleet did more than... Or your heavy fleet did more than double thanks to that one fight.
Yeah,
I was watching it and you went from
16
to 34, was it?
37.
Gotcha. And your economy is still looking pretty good. You are losing money at the moment. Why is that? Fleet maintenance.
Because I have
okay.
so many heavies.
So what happened from that war? Was it just white peace, or...?
No, I took money and I took Malta.
Oh. Wait, Malta? Oh, you did as well.
Malta.
Such a close colour to Aragon. I was like, that looks like Aragon. No, you did. Very impressive. So you've now got a base in the Mediterranean. The other Mediterranean powers are going to love you for that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's going to be great. I've got a cat keeps meowing.
Anyway, I'd better go back because there is still a big war between Oirat and Muscovy. Just
Yep,
wanted to say
but
hi
my
and say...
policy,
Huh?
My policy is what won that. I had 10 more naval engagement than they did.
Yes, I saw. And also, I don't think they had
Yeah.
naval ideas, so every small ship that you sank was a
Mhm.
massive morale hit, because their morale just disappeared. And that's why.
Yep.
So yeah, well done.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, back in my commentary box now. I want to see what is happening between Sweden and Muscovy. It looks like Sweden is starting to fight back. The Ottomans still up here in some pretty potent numbers, but not really committing very much to this fight. Are the Ottomans in any other wars? No, it's just the one against the Oirat, which they are currently technically winning, because they have the war goal, which is Veda Suvar, which is one of these. It's that one. So Oirat would need to retake that. It doesn't look like Oirat's got any troops over there at the moment. Oirat's having to move back and forth along their massive nation. Saragyogir does look like they have taken some territories. There is no longer an Oirat border with Delhi. Oh, sorry, yes there is. I was looking in the wrong place. And Sagir Yogir is in fact a vassal, which I hadn't realised. So if we take a look at Oirat, they are actually that much bigger, and the borders with Delhi are that much more impressive. The war with Delhi, however, is over, so did any territories switch hands? It does not look like it. Oh, no, they did. They took some lands from Oirat. Or did they?
Alright, so you might have seen that I just went bankrupt. It's because, one, Ottomans lied and he killed my entire army. Two, I can get an economy if you look at like my money right now. Three, I'm gonna wipe Helsin off the face of this earth.
Chat was wondering when that fight would break out. Like, it was just such a likely thing to have happen.
So with the India war, right? I'm helping. I was trying to help John Purr. Like, I'm trying to, because he is fucked.
Yeah,
he is
massively
beyond screwed. Like, so I tried to help him in a war against Bahmanis and Delhi. But then Ajam declared, faked it, sent troops to Bahar, and then all of the Islamic world sent troops to Bahar.
Yep.
It's saying that I'm the aggressor when I'm trying to help the guy instead of eating him.
Yeah, I noticed that Jampur is allied with Ajam, but Ajam had Condottieri on Bahmanis' side.
Oh, Dong Hai. Oh, you little bitch. I'm gonna... Ooh. Ooh.
But that was a really interesting fight against the Indians, because you were in the plains for a lot of it. Like, the fight that you lost a couple of minutes ago against Muscovy was because you were in the forest.
Yeah. I beat Muscovy.
Oh, you did. Yes, you're right. But it was close, and that's because you were taking 25% more. This is Oirat talking, yes.
Yeah, I'm Tech 9 to his Tech 11, and I still beat him. Like, once this 5 years is done, I am going to wipe him off the face of this earth. Like...
I think you have Sweden to thank for a lot of this as well, because Sweden's holding that line and is taking a lot of troops off of your border.
And he's about to go bankrupt. Well, now they're going to focus him, or they should, because I'm not a threat anymore. But, no, he's coming back. He's marching... No, he's marching west. Okay, east, sorry. Dong Hai just declared, but that's not a thing that I'm worried about. Kamachalands will deal with them. Ming, 0 mandate with what, like 10 troops about to Ming explode.
Yeah, Ming's not in a good place right now. Loads of separatists. Yeah.
This war, I think I should be able to clean it up if I just sit in this bankruptcy for a few years. Because then I can manage my economy better from here, and yeah.
So what was the deal with the Ottomans? Because you were surprised that they killed you.
Ottomans? Oh, because Helsin is always put on this pedestal in every single game. I want to make sure he's not put on a pedestal this game. And so I told Ottomans to not enable the best late game nation in the game. So he said he'd do it, and then he didn't do it. So
no, the Ottomans were a vital part of the Muscovy attack against Poland and Lithuania.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Like, that I couldn't care about less. Like, he said he'd attack Muscovy, but then he didn't. But whatever.
Yeah, those two are now formally allied. Previously they weren't, but now they are.
Yeah. Also, next MP, I'd like to say, can we use like the actual development instead of the development rating? as the tiers because like